Welcome everyone, the seatbelt sign is off and you are free to move about the cabin or just look out the window if you want to. I'm Ben Hansen, I'm a UAP researcher and TV host. This is a sub-channel primarily dedicated to pilot-reported UAP sightings, aka UFO encounters. So today I have a pretty brief update for you. I recently obtained some radio communication chatter between an Aeroméxico flight and an air traffic controller off the coast of Florida. So I don't have a whole lot of information at this time other than a little bit about how things went down. So let's dig into it. So the date was October 4th at 0600 Zulu, a little bit after that, which is about 2 a.m. local time. Now the flight concerns mostly this Aeroméxico 21021, which was going from Mexico City to Madrid. As you see here, it's at 35,000 feet more or less, and you have two other planes in this cluster. A British Airways flight 242 going from Mexico City to London, and they're at 37,000 feet. British Airways is also known as Speedbird. And then you also have Aeroméxico 007, which is also going to London. Now that blue line that you see is the boundary for Miami Center traffic control. So they're not quite in there yet, and it's just, about 2:20 a.m. So the sun is definitely nowhere near coming up. And this particular sector of the Miami ARTCC is called the Cigar Sector. So it goes from Key West all the way up to Tampa Bay pretty much, and about 180, 200 miles out to sea from the surface, and they're supposed to be controlling all the airspace up to about 60,000 feet, which is where Class Alpha starts. So at any rate, Flight 21 was first heard transmitting on the guard frequency, which is 121.5 megahertz. This is an emergency frequency. So pilots are encouraged to monitor and listen to it in case there's other aircraft, that are in danger and need of help, and that other ATC facilities can't hear them. But it's not recommended that you chat on it or, call their airplanes for non-emergency things. But this is what Flight 21 did. They were trying to get a hold of the British Airways flight in front of them because they saw this object. Now, we don't have that audio as of yet, unfortunately, but apparently the British Airways did not respond to them, and Aeroméxico was saying it was about 80 miles away from them and it was doing circles. So Miami Center brings them over to his frequency, and what you're going to hear is him first telling a different Aeroméxico Flight 22, hey, if you're looking for your buddy, he's on my frequency now, and this is what he reports.
Mexico 022, be advised I have Aeroméxico 021 on a different frequency.
022.
Aeroméxico 021, where are you seeing that light? I have an aircraft off the right side of that Speedbird. Probably they're 2 o'clock and 60 miles.
Okay, Aeroméxico 021, thank you.
This is static, Aeroméxico 021.
Roger, can you estimate where it is relative to you?
2 to 3 o'clock, like 80 miles.
That's above you? I have the company aircraft at your 3 o'clock and 40 miles at 39,000 feet, but nothing at 80 miles.
Thank you, sir.
So there you have it. We also have information that there was no primary, secondary radar targets showing any objects in that area, and that there was no active military areas of doing exercises. So that doesn't mean that there couldn't have been. There is a lot of military activity in that region off the coast, but there was none that was announced. The other thing is, while they were talking to the controller, and this is not captured in the audio, he said that it was doing circles. Didn't specify it was more than one light, but as the chatter, they're going back and forth, the pilot said they looked over and it disappeared. So don't have a whole lot more than that at this time. But we are keeping an eye on this part of the coast because there's other unconfirmed reports that over the summer there were similar objects that were orbiting, and had some of the crew actually very concerned. They were convinced what they were seeing was orbiting above their aircraft. And for those of you following the cases that I've dubbed the racetrack UAPs, I haven't specifically placed this report in that category because although it does have some similarities, especially with that circling movement. At this point, there's no information that the light was brightening or dimming or disappearing in the same way. And the direction is also not to the north or the east or west like all of the other reports. In fact, here it's to the south and possibly the southeast. As I mentioned, we also don't capture the full audio when it was first reported on the emergency frequency, so I am working on getting that. As to the racetrack UAPs that I've been reporting on, fairly soon I will come out with an update as to some theories that I've been refining, so stay tuned. In the meantime, if you're a pilot, a flight attendant, or air traffic controller, or someone who just has an aviation-related UAP sighting, we would love to hear from you. Now, we'd love to hear about any significant UFO report, but primarily we're trying to follow up on these kinds specifically. So if that's you, you can submit a report to ufowitness.tv and we'll have someone review it in confidence. We'll get back to you if we need more information. Thank you so much and stay tuned.